guys, it's Hannah here, and it is that time. It is time for what I wore in June. If you watch my what I wore in May, which came very late, I had pneumonia in June, and it definitely took me out for a little while. But I played with products, I have thoughts on them, and some of them will be carried over into July just so I can get full thoughts on them. But let's get into it. My base products have stayed the same. You guys know I'm panning my Wet n Wild primer, my Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation, and my Sigma Beauty color corrector, and my NARS powder and NARS eyeshadow primer. These things will be consistently in my products until they're gone. What I have been using though is a combination of products that I just hauled, that you just saw, as well as the products from before that haul. So for concealer, I started the month using the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer, which I love. But then when my box arrived, I switched over to the One Size Turn Up the Base Concealer, and I really like this. I like everything in this Turn Up the Base line. This was the last thing for me to try, but I really enjoy it. Two great concealers there. I started the month mixing in my Auric Glow Lust like before, but once my parcel arrived, I moved over to the Say Super Glowy Gel in Sun Glow, and I really like it. I do need to keep a little bit more control on this so it doesn't go too bronzy, but it's giving me a great effect. Eyebrows, same as always. Eyeshadow. I had two cream shadows that I used this month. I didn't use them a lot, but I did use them. We have Colourpop Warm Up, which is a metallic goldy bronze shade. It's quite dry and hard to apply on the eyes. It's probably not one that'll survive my declutter this year, but a good old favorite is Dusty Mauve from Bobbi Brown. This is a color dupe for Laura Mercier Amethyst. Super pretty. Moving on to eyeshadows, something else that I don't think will survive this year's declutter is a long-time favorite of mine, the Colourpop Making Moves palette. These shimmers just don't perform the way they used to. They don't stay on the eyes sparkly and gorgeous as they have previously. It's quite an old palette, and I think the formula is just, it's degrading with age. And that is okay, because I also played with lots of other really pretty sparkles this month. The first being the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette. I really like this palette. I'm really glad I picked it up, but I'm also really glad I picked up the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude first. So, I bought this after buying the Neutral Mattes, Master Mattes, the Neutrals. And this came back in stock. And I'm really glad I have it, but I like the Neutral Mattes more, and I like my Natasha Denona more. Would I get rid of this? Absolutely not. I love the wet effect sparkles, but it is very topper heavy, which I'm really into at the moment. I love toppers. So, but I know it's not something I'll be into all the time, whereas Natasha Denona has that combination of toppers and shimmer metallics. So I think there's more variety in that. So I'm glad I bought that first, not this one, but I am glad I did end up getting this. Something I just had in for weekend travel was the Natasha Denona Camel palette. I haven't used this for a while. It makes a great staple gold bronzy eye. I love it. It's great and easy and super travel friendly. And then the beauty that is on my eyes today, the Ensley Rain Cold Moon palette. This is divine. I love this palette. It's gorgeous. It is definitely not an everyday palette, but I got some wearable looks out of it. So this will be staying in my stash for July because it is school holidays. So I can play with color a little bit more, but super happy about that purchase. All right, cheeks. For bronzer, the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. This is the original one. I think they have a deeper one now. I really like it. It is a great bronzer tone for me in winter, and the highlight's just a nice subtle highlight which worked really well when I got my Rare Beauty powder blush in Hope. So that worked really well, as this being a glowy blush and that being a subtle highlight. It worked really well together. However, I didn't always go subtle highlight. I did also use my Sephora Collection Colourful Luminizer in Iced Pearl. This is also new. It is pretty. You do have to pick it up with a pretty stiff brush because it is that baked gelée formula. But I'm wearing both the Hope and the Sephora today, so I'm like extra glowy, but I love it. But yeah. But what I used before that blush-wise, and I did pair this with the Rare Beauty. This is the Pat McGrath blush in Flirtatious. I love this. It's a matte blush, so it actually worked really well under the Rare Beauty to give color, and then a kind of dusting of the Rare Beauty to give glow. It was really pretty. Really enjoyed that. It is a favorite blush of mine. And then something that's a little bit glowy, a little bit warmer, the Magic Hour blush from M Cosmetics. This is a definitely more toned down version of a glowy blush than the Rare Beauty, but it is beautiful, and it's that more kind of peachy tone. And for highlighter, I pulled out the Smashbox Vlada, which I wore with the M Cosmetics, and my Dior Precious Rocks 01 limited edition. It has pan. I love this stuff. Lips. Lips were fun this month. Sorry, something I am retiring. I am retiring my Rare Beauty mascara. It has seen 6 months of life, so it is going to go in the trash. Otherwise, lips. Let's talk about them because it was a roller coaster of lips. Lip liners, I have two. I have my Wherever Walnut, which I don't know where it is. Here it is. Wherever Walnut that I'm panning, and Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. I'm actually going to keep these both in because I didn't use either of them. Well, my Wherever Walnut. I didn't use Charlotte Tilbury enough, considering she was in here. And then I started the month with Dior Forever Nude. No. Dior Forever Nude Look, which looks like this. I realized as soon as I did this was a terrible idea to wear a matte lipstick in the middle of winter and while being unwell. So I only wore this when I topped it with the Charlotte Tilbury Hyaluronic Happy Kiss in Pillow Talk, which is this one, or the Kosas Wet Lip Oil in Drip. Usually it was Drip because it's a little bit warmer. One I didn't use at all because after I put on the Dior and realized it didn't work is the Pat McGrath Divine Rose Matte Trance Lipstick. And then I did use this. I used this just on its own. This is She's Expensive from Patrick Tar. I used this. I'm going to put some on. I'd worn it just with lip liner. Just on the inner corner, inner center, the center of the lips, inner center. And it just adds this shine. It's so pretty. I like it a lot. It's a clear with sparkle. But then I did end up, when my package arrived, with the YSL Love Shine in a stupid name about peach, even though it's like a mauve. And then the Sephora Collection Sheer Shine Brilliance in number 2, which I'm going to keep the Sephora in, but I will retire the YSL because that got a whole lot of love this month. And that is it. That is what I wore in the month of June. Lots of new things, lots of old favorites. I'm excited to play with some more things next month. For being well enough to actually play with makeup would be nice. But let me know what you want to see videos on in the comments down below. Let me know what you've been using lately. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and click subscribe to stay tuned for more. I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.